So if you date out your race, you're weak minded. I'm not even gonna talk about you not
Oh,
your race no more. You just weak minded because you date outside your race.
all right.
I
I heard someone say that.
I
Go ahead,
think
I
it
Queen.
can
got
be. It can. Oh, you can go first.
No,
Sorry.
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
Queen. You go.
no,
You got it.
no. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man.
Okay, I'll be brief. I think it just all depends on your reasoning of why you're dating outside of your race
Hmm.
that would make you weak minded. So it could be a yes or no depending on the situation. Like you have some people that they date outside their race for ignorant reasons and for self hatred, and
Okay.
just having some type of hatred or bitterness towards their own for whatever reason, trauma or whatever caused it, they have a self hate. So yeah, then yeah, that can be a weak minded person. And then you have the people that they genuinely, because of their surroundings, their environment, their social circle, it just so happened another race just fell in their lap because where they live, their location is diverse. So they could
Okay.
have dated anyone. It's just whoever they were compatible with. Yeah, you don't can't help who you end up liking, especially if it's like a coworker or someone in the neighborhood, or you go to a certain gym, or you
Mhm.
just frequent like that. You just always having run-ins with certain type of people because of your
Okay.
location. So it could be yes or no, and I land there. Thanks.
So, okay, I had a question. I had a question for you. So in what you just said, I don't know your I was gonna say genre, my dumbass, but your if here we go with that word I can never say.
Her
Ethnicity.
ethnicity.
Yeah. What is your ethnicity?
I consider myself black and African American and American, and
Okay.
yeah, all of those above.
Okay. All right. So in general, what do you prefer dating? Like what race? It's up to you. You can't
I
control it.
don't really go. I don't date a race, right? Like when
Okay.
I'm dating, it's not a race I have in mind. It's a
Okay.
social class or someone
Oh,
that's
nice.
um
Social class. That's good.
someone that's in close proximity to me that I can spend a lot of time with and get to know.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's,
In general, I want to
Looking
say
more
this
at the
word
person,
again.
less the person's
Yeah,
energy, the
like
person less about the color. Is
right.
what I
yeah.
Okay.
should
I
Okay.
say.
pick
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
that, not even that,
Okay.
because you can have good energy and I still won't date you. It's social class.
Okay.
Social,
Social
okay.
class. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Who else in the room? Who else in the room? Let's go.
Shout
Let's
out to
go.
Jay.
Hey, I'm finna.
All right, I got a question.
Yeah.
Go
Do
ahead. Go ahead.
you, mostly for the black women, do you feel like you have the same connection with other race men as you do with black men?
Ooh, nice question.
That's for me.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, say it again.
Um, that was so wait. Ask that.
For
That was a
all
good question. Can you ask it again?
any and all black women on the stage,
Right.
popcorn style.
I'm asking, do you feel if you've ever dated outside the black race, do you
Hmm.
feel the same connection with the non-black man that you do with the black man? The same
Okay.
type of energy connection that you have between you two?
Hmm. It's very interesting.
Mm, I mean, I won't hog the mic. I go on mute if someone else wants to answer.
Oh,
No,
go
go
ahead,
ahead. Go
boo.
ahead. Answer.
um, it's definitely different, but I expect that. And that's one of the things
Okay.
I look forward to when I am dating different races. Like, I have a genuine interest of like them, right? And a part of them is what they are and who they are, and so yeah, the experience is definitely going to be different. I will say when I have dated black men, I'm more relatable, right?
Okay.
But when I date other race men, I learn more because I'm not them,
Oh. Okay.
So they both have their pros, and but I feel like the cons don't come in. Then the cons come in over other things that they both could have done, and
Okay.
the
Uh,
race goes away. It's just men, right?
okay. Okay. Oh shit! You just knocked everything out when you said just men. But I was finna ask you, all right, so what would be a race that you will actually deal with more? Is it sub-Saharan, Caucasian, or African or whatever?
What was that
What
first one?
sub-Saharan?
Okay,
Meaning like
Um,
a Indianish or something like that.
I
Sub-Saharan.
didn't know, so I just stay quiet. Straight on chase.
Okay.
what was the question?
No, I said, what race would you rather prefer? Like, I'm just asking the question.
Oh, my
Your
like
preferred race that you would
my
like to date.
my go to,
Yeah.
right? And then the other
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
races, if
yeah.
they, yeah, the other races just fall in, then it's like, oh, you're cool.
Hmm.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely black.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. If I had to like build a bear, if I had to like build my man like from
Yeah, yeah.
scratch,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah, he would definitely be a black man.
Okay. That makes sense. You probably finna get me beat up, but all these questions I'm asking, I'm trying to be like Oprah right now. I'm talking.
Straight no
I'm just
chasing.
asking questions.
Open floor, by the way. Anybody can jump in. You
Oh
feel
yeah.
anything
Anybody
about the
join in?
topic, please do speak. Let's not be shy. We got a barbecue hanging out, chilling,
Oh
having a
God.
conversation. Let's go. Straight no chasing.
We out here eating motherfucking barbecue, no pork. Fuck that. Uh, Motherfucker. What's the name? Gonna bring her bullshit ass. Yeah, man. She
My
gonna bring
thing
her.
is, you got
Yeah.
people out here that they think that they don't know if the person is weak minded. What's the reason they dating out their race? They don't care. You just
Right.
labeled them.
Right.
If you date out you, if you do that, you label that. See, people be giving a fuck what other people think too much. Like people, we gotta stop that
True.
shit. You gotta
True.
live your life.
True.
When you came through your mama canal and all that, you came in here by yourself. You're
Hey,
gonna
but
leave
look,
here by
V.
yourself.
Hey,
Yes,
but
sir.
look, V.
Yes, sir.
I went to this thing earlier today. I was talking about it. Modern, and then I can't ever fucking finish the other one. It's modern, vintage. No, I don't know her. God damn it. And it's modern females in. God damn it, what's the other fucking word? I always fuck that word up. God damn it. But anyways, you got modern women and the older women, right? Now, when they do shit, the modern women, uh, they always say like, "Hey, I'm a bad bitch. I can do this and this and this and this." And the no, it's not vintage, is it?
Traditional.
You mean traditional?
Traditional. There we go. All right. I'm sorry, guys, but traditional.
You gonna get it. You gonna we working with you. Let's go. You got it. Straight up
Nah,
chase.
nigga, shut up. My girl sleep.
Boy, you a goof. You a goofball. Boy, you a goofball.
Yeah,
But
I'm pretty sure. I'm always there.
so let's
But
go to
nah,
the people the other people that's in the room, and let's see what anybody else
traditional
think.
and modern.
Do you think they not your race is a sign of weakness? Do
Nigga, I
anybody in
was
this room
trying to
agree with
say
that?
something.
Oh, my bad. My apologies. Let me mic my mute.
God damn it.
You
God
were
damn it.
saying modern women wanting to be traditional.
No, no. I was saying, yeah, damn it, man. V, man, you be
Come on, you
fucking
got to
up,
get it
man.
together, boy. This is
No,
live.
nigga, you knew I was fucking up. You could have came in to help me,
I,
nigga.
I
The
just
fuck
did.
wrong with you?
I just did. I gave you
I,
like 20, 30 seconds to rethink it out. You didn't take
you
advantage
knew
of
I
that.
was fucking up.
My bad. I'm gonna go ahead and mic my mute. You got it.
No, man, stop. Just stop muting yourself. This your room, guy.
This is our room.
But
Straight
you
up
got
chasing. But ask your question.
moderate,
You got it.
you got traditional, and you got moderate, right?
Yep.
So the new generation of females always say like, I'm a bad girl, it's a hot girl, summer, all this goofy shit, right? And then they want a traditional man. They want a
Yep.
man that makes a certain amount of money, that want
Hmm.
this and they want that and this and that. But if you go to the modern girl, she'll have three baby daddies or three kids or whatever, and want the traditional guy to come in and then treat you traditional when you're a the modern woman. And then you talking about, hey, I got my associate's degree and all this bullshit. It's like niggas traditional don't care about that. And niggas don't care about none of that. All we want to do is take care of your ass and you will be fine.
Are you saying that
But
a
they
traditional and a moderate can't mix?
no. No, only
Okay.
guys. Only guys. You can't be. There's no such thing as a moderate guy, not unless you never mind. You on the other side of the tracks. You know what I mean? But
Exactly. We see
but
things
no,
different in our bubble, but you got it.
nah. But like my grandma, they traditional. My shorty right now,
Mm.
they're all traditional. They ain't nobody on my side got fucking Facebook, none of that, because they're not showing their ass to a fucking club of motherfucking other people. You know what I'm saying? They chilling in the crib. They doing work. You know what I'm saying? They ain't, I'm a bad bitch. It's a bad bitch summer. All right, if it's
What
a bad bitch summer, how about child support winter? You know what I'm saying?
what
Your
that shit
goof
got to
ass
do with the
down.
hey, but what that shit got to do with the topic though?
I have
What you
no
getting at?
clue.
You way off target, bro. I don't know where you was going with
Hold
that,
on,
but
what was
that's
this?
a
What
whole
was the
nother
subject
topic.
again?
The subject is so if you date out your race, you are weak
Oh,
minded.
okay,
So I
yeah.
want to know who in the room agrees with that, so we can discuss.
I disagree.
Not about
Nah, but
who
I
said
date
that.
Me
a
down
different
here.
race.
You disagree with that.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Can you tell me why?
absolutely. And I'll speak from my vantage point. For me,
Okay.
I find it more. I prefer the not the challenge, but I find that you tend to learn more because you're naturally off top. You're in an uncomfortable setting because you don't have a baseline to relate to because it's not quote unquote your own. So it
Mm-hmm.
forces you if you want to succeed. Now, if you want to crash and burn, that's on you. But if you want to
Mm-hmm.
succeed and see it through with the best of intentions, you have to come into this thing with a thick skin. You got to come into this thing with open mind. You got to come in
Mm-hmm.
here with a palette of taste buds that maybe you're going to experience things you haven't experienced. You might be
Okay.
used to certain ridicule that you're going to get ridicule no matter what, but you're not used to it maybe coming from this vantage point. It ain't maybe about money. Maybe it's about your demeanor. Maybe it's about your back
Ooh.
posture, how you stand there. Maybe that in itself catches you ridicule. It just puts you in. I mean, why do we travel? Why do we travel to
Mm,
some foreign country? Forget
mm,
dating. You go because you like that it's a change in scenery. Well, why not
mm,
just stay in your zip code in your block and be happy with that because it's boring, right? Well, for some, it's not really
Okay.
weak. It's actually a testament of strength. But again, everybody has a preference as to what they like. So for some people, that's too much of a shock value. Fine, stay in the corner
Okay.
where you to be, and no one's gonna come and bother you. But to sit there and say, well, whatever's going on over here in this side of the world, I don't like it because it's vastly different from mine, would be the
Mm-hmm.
one thing you wouldn't want someone to do to you. So
thank
I don't,
you.
I don't think it's weak minded. I think if we have an open mind, I think we call it a more maybe challenging road, a road less traveled. But to
Okay.
call it weak would just be basically somebody who doesn't bother to try. But like I said,
Thank you.
everybody got a little bit of coffee. You can go ahead and put sweetener, you can put creamer, you can put what you want in there. But what you're
Oh
not gonna do
God.
is what you're not gonna do is you're not gonna call it orange juice.
Thank you though.
That's all.
I agree
Mm.
too. I agree. But I
Why
also
did
feel
God
like,
give us this beautiful marble?
I
Go
feel like
ahead, Melissa. You
we
got it.
travel because we want a different scenery, but it's no place like home. You still always take your ass home.
No, I
That's
beg to
true.
differ.
That's
I
true.
beg to differ. I don't like being in
Did
the
not
house.
necessarily.
Some people's home is just to sleep, set their things down. That home is where they go. So I mean, I
Okay.
get it's a cliche. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, Melissa, that's not true, but I want to explain to you that there are many people who do not put a premium on home. I do not like being in the house all day, every day. I can't stand it.
Mm-mm.
Ooh.
That doesn't mean
Okay.
I'm out till 3, 4, 5 in the morning. It means that for me, when I come home, at that point in time, it's when I'm done with everything, and I don't need to feel like I need to venture. So I get it. You want to come back to what's comfortable to you. But for some
Right,
people,
right,
my
right.
baseline is comfort. For instance, I date interracially. It's my comfort zone. I would never be comfortable amongst my own. Never would,
Okay.
never have. So when people say to me, "Why do you date interracially? Who do you
Talking
what's your type?"
damn, man.
I said it very simply. I don't have a dating type. I want what wants me. And there's nothing worse than a feeling in the world than to be with somebody that you don't that doesn't like you back, that doesn't love
That's
you back.
true.
And let
That's
me tell
true.
you something,
I can agree.
you can catch that quick, fast, in a hurry from someone who is of your own than someone who is
Hmm.
not, because why? It's harder to detect. You assume
Wake
that
Okay.
we
that
grew up
up.
together, we got the same culture. Your mama know my mama. We came up, through relatives of relatives of relatives, and we
Yep,
know each other
yep.
through this big kind of kinfolk.
That's
So
true.
we have this notion that, oh, it's gonna work out, whereas you're challenged from the
That's
onset.
not true.
Not always. I'm just saying that it can create a false sense
No,
of
I'm saying
comfort.
I'm agreeing with you, but I'm just
Okay.
saying like that's not true. That like you can, yeah, we can be this and this, and then everything gonna work out.
Well, I
Nah.
think what it does is it also forces you both become blind, because truth be told, you don't perk up and say, "Hey, what's going on with this? What's going on with that?" You both attribute it to y'all both grew up on the East Side. Y'all both from the Midwest.
Yeah, yeah.
Y'all both went to Harrison High or some shit. I don't know. You both can charge it to something without much understanding. And yeah, there's going to
Hmm.
be similarities. Yeah, there's going to be telepathy to a degree. But for me, you stand to learn more when you're put in a comfort and put in a zone that isn't so comfortable,
Hmm.
but it's desiring. Now, if it's uncomfortable to the point where you don't desire it, you need to hit eject and get the hell out. But for me, and as far as me and mine, put me in the most interracial setting, period, because to me, I'm going to grow the most and I'm going to learn the most. And to me, if you ain't doing either one of those two things, you ain't much living. You just sitting there with a pulse.
Fact.
Hey, look, gang. I got a, oh boy, I'm gonna get in trouble, but I got, I got a Filipino Mexican, or Latina, I say. Hey, and she is perfect, perfect for me, right? And then I was talking the other day, talking about you need a person in a relationship to be a friend. And a lot of people don't understand when I say that shit. And I was talking about that shit earlier. You need a friend. And once you got a friend, shit'll work, regardless of race. Who gives a fuck about the race? But you need someone that you can talk shit with and have a good time. And then motherfuckers just
Definitely
do
care
some
about the
goofy.
race.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you good. Go ahead. You said who cares
Yeah,
about the race?
yeah, please
I
land your
care about the
plane, bro,
race.
because you was saying some real shit.
Nah, but regardless of race, it's your friend. Your friend is there no matter what. You know what I'm saying? If you go to jail, which I normally do, she there and she mad at you. And she probably will hit your ass a couple times, some shit. It don't matter. It's your girl. Yeah, she cool. Like, oh shit. I can't deal with her because her goofy ass finna come up there and fuck me up. But that's what you need in your life. If you in your life are more afraid of your girl, that is good. Like, oh shit. Oh no, she gon' oh fuck. When she get her ass over here, fuck man, I'm out of there. She gonna buy me out, but then I'ma hear a lot of shit in this car, and it's gonna be a long fucking ride home. When you got that partner in your life, then you know you achieved something. And then if that person helped you achieve some other shit, and you helped her achieve some shit, y'all partners. We working. We working. And then if I tell you something at the end of the fucking day, you better do it. And if she tell me something at the end of the fucking day, I better do it. That's called a partnership. Motherfuckers over here, hot girl, summer, all no. It's called yin and yang. We a team. Nah, all that, nah. My shorty don't have a Facebook. Instagram, none of that shit. What do I got? I don't even have an Instagram. I got Facebook, but that's for my business. I ain't got none of this shit. Why? Cause she ain't want me to have one. I ain't no bitch ass nigga for not having one. I'm just respecting my shorty. And a lot of females and a lot of males don't understand that. It's called the squad, man. We the squad. We work together. If I look, it's one thing, I don't let her go to sleep without me kissing on the forehead 3 times. I don't let her go to sleep mad. Never. Nope. Before she go to sleep, ah, come here, give me that forehead. I always say that. Give me your forehead. Mwah, 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 mwah. All right, good night. And then she be like, I hate you. I'm like, all right, love you too. And then we good. Yeah, we ain't got to sleep next to each other. I go some other way. I don't give a fuck. But I'm talking too much. But but I'm saying in general, men, if you have a friend, make sure you keep your friend good. You know what I'm saying? And, all right, I'm done. I talked too long on that one.
Nah, like, I think what you said was profound, bro. Like, it's a companionship, not a partnership. You know what I'm saying? I think in terms of how you describe your companionship
Mhm.
with your lady, it
Mhm.
sounds as if you found your better half. And what I mean by your better half, you found that nurturing spirit that's gonna support you, and then
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, she found you that's gonna protect and provide for her. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And that's
Yeah.
all. It don't matter what color you is, in my opinion. Like I used to think like I had to just date off my own race. Like nah, bro. Like there's only one race, it's a human race. But
Mhm.
That's a
ideology
fact.
due to
That's
ideology
straight facts, guy.
and religious indifferences and nationality indifferences,
Wake it
bro,
up.
that's where the problem hence come forth. You know what
Oh
I'm
God.
saying? I
Uh,
had to learn that the hard way, bro.
mhm.
Like I did years dealing with my sisters, and I love all my sisters. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And I never even dreamed of being with a white person or somebody outside my race, a Mexican, no, nothing. I was always
Mhm.
loyal to my sisters, and I'm still loyal to my sisters. I'm gonna still protect my sisters through all costs, but I learned like whenever God got that plan for you and shit like that, you gonna be with who you gonna be with.
Exactly.
Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like my grandfather used to always tell me this. He used to always say, "Listen, son, you know, no matter what you're going through with somebody that's going through it 2 times worse than you, and y'all heart just gotta meet each other so you can make her a better person and she can make you a better man."
Exactly.
And I had to find that out.
Exactly.
I had to find that out, bro.
That shit, man. Talk that shit.
Exactly.
Respect. Shout out to the room, man.
Nigga, I just
Shout.
got my ass beat. Okay. Oh, hold on.
You always
Let me.
get your ass beat. Shout out to the room, everybody that's here, everybody that's in the audience, man. We appreciate y'all being here. I know DJ gonna do the reset. The topic is pretty simple, self-explanatory. So if you date out your race, you're weak-minded.
Nigga,
That's
I
what it
thought I
is.
was resetting it, nigga. What
No,
the
you
fuck?
are, you are. Go,
Oh, okay.
do your
Okay.
shit. Yeah.
I'm in the guy? Okay. Yeah, watch me fuck this up. I welcome to Straight No Chases. If you want to follow the room, follow the fucking green bean or whatever the fuck that is up there. Um, so if you're on date out of your race, you are weak minded, and we asking that. If y'all like the room, follow the room, the green bean. I mean
Follow the
the
room.
the Monopoly thing. We got my nigga V in here. Me, D is a JL. We got Crystal. We got Bear with his weird ass, and we got Shane.
Hey, yeah.
And we got Mr. Black.
Yo.
We got Royal. We got Melissa. We got Kwame. I fuck with. Yeah, that's cool people right there.
Yeah, good
We got
opinion.
one name I cannot say. Zalaka, whatever the fuck his name is. We got Claire. We got
Zakira?
whatever. Zakai, all
Zachariah, I
that.
think.
We
Uh,
got
Zachariah?
Denise. I don't know what the fuck that
Yeah,
is.
Zachariah.
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 And we
Zachariah, you
got
said, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
we got
Zachariah.
AB. We got oh boy. We got
You ain't
uh
get Denise a shout out. What about Denise?
nigga. I
Man,
ain't say
shout out to
You
I
got
goddamn
said
Denise,
Shep up in
bro.
Denise.
this bitch.
Fuck y'all
Oh,
talking
I
about.
said Denise.
let me rescreen. Let me do a refresh. My
Hold on,
bad.
hold on.
My bad.
All right, let me hold on. Let me
No, you good. You
reset.
good. You good. But
All right,
listen,
hold
let me
on.
say this. Let me say this real quick before you go. We value everybody's opinion in this room. I don't care if you agree
Yeah, we
with the
value
opinion or
everybody.
not. Be respectful to a person's opinion. Man, we
Hmm.
welcome all opinions. Just not the disrespect. If you don't agree with with a person's opinion, just don't agree with it. But be
All right, okay.
respectful.
All right, I'm finna
Let's
go
go.
in there again. Hold on. All right, here we go. Hey, what's
That
up?
shit go
Welcome
Al,
to the
that shit
room.
gonna take too long. It's gonna take too long. You
Hold
should
on,
have
hold
got
on,
this
hold
right
on.
the first time.
Let me go. Let me
Nigga, I was
go. Let
finna
me
get
go.
Who was
good.
Let
that?
me
She?
go.
Oh, what's up, Chi? What up, man? Wait. All right, go ahead, rock, man. Come on,
What
let's
the
go.
hell was that? I was finna get
Let's
good.
let's go. Let's rock.
Let's go, D. Let's
All
go,
right,
D. Talk that
okay.
shit. Talk that
All
shit.
right, let's go, gang. All right, what's up? Welcome to the Straight No Chasers. This D is a JL. Yeah. Hey, if you like the thing, click the green bean over that goofy shit upstairs. All right, so you got to think and work. You're weak. You're weak minded. I'm always gonna fuck up. But anyways, hey, if you like the room, click the that goofy shit up there and like the room. We got my nigga V. You got me. You got Melissa. You got Kwame. You got Bear. Where's punk ass? You got you got Shane.
Yeah.
You got Mr. Black. You got Victorious was good, mama. You got
Mm.
Zach. I don't know the fuck that says.
Zachariah.
Zachariah?
Okay, and then you got Royale, and you got Claire,
Yeah.
and you got Denise,
Yeah.
and you got
Yeah.
AB, and you got
AB.
Janelle, and you got this nigga. Man, I don't
This
fuck with
nigga.
him.
Anyway, keep focused. Stay focused.
All right, yeah, I'm good. And
Shout
then
out the
if you like the
audience.
room, hit the the people that they got the green beans and shit and all that goofy shit. All right, cool. I'm done.
All right. I got you. My boy
Whew.
D. Wow.
That's
Hey,
my
yo, make sure
guy.
y'all follow the minds on the stage, bro. Y'all follow each other.
Oh, the
Follow
mods. That's what the
the
mods.
Monopoly House
Okay,
up
my bad.
top. You know what I'm saying? Follow the Monopoly House up top, man. Follow each other. Follow the mods. You know what I'm
Straight no
saying?
Yeah, my
chaser.
shit
Fuck nigga
always
D
bad.
Wallace.
Straight no chaser. Straight no
My
chaser. So
shit
listen.
always bad.
And please,
So
y'all, like
question is
respectfully,
so
y'all, like y'all, please, you know what I'm saying? Share the room, please. Ping up if y'all can. It don't
Oh,
please.
I
cost
was
you
finna
nothing but
say
a
that too.
thumbprint.
My
That's
bad.
it.
Hey,
Appreciate
please
that.
share the room.
Appreciate that.
Please share the room
Definitely,
and
please.
all that good shit.
But let's get it going. Let's get it rocking, man. So if you date out your race, you weak minded. I mean, I want to know how many people in the room actually believe that notion. That's weak
In a
minded.
Hey,
room,
yo,
no.
Phoenix
Like I
is in the
said,
back. Pull up
Shout out
Phoenix
to
real quick if y'all don't
Phoenix.
mind.
Shout out to Phoenix. Come on up, Queen. You know you
okay, what's up? What's up?
got it. It's the Beehive. Shout out to the Beehive.
But
But go
I
ahead.
think if you do that, you ignorant. Like
Who said
I don't
the thumb
understand.
down? Okay, what's her name? AB? You with the thumb down? What the thumb down mean?
Bro.
Oh, I just mean that you're not weak-minded if you date out your race.
Oh
I'm a
yeah.
divester, and I'm not weak. I'm making conscious choice to not date white men because I
Whoa,
don't.
what?
Let her land. Let her land. Let her land. Let her land.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I just don't. It's not for me. So yeah.
Okay.
So I don't think that I'm weak-minded. I'm actually recognizing something in myself, and I'm making a stand, and I'm making a change in my life. So yeah,
All right, can I ask you a question?
sure.
Can I ask you a question? Why?
Because of because the trauma that I've endured in my life has been at the hands of white men.
Okay. All right, give me more. I need more information. Go ahead, keep going.
Well, let me ask you this question, Queen, if you don't mind my asking. Like, do you think it's kind of irresponsible to just like, what I'm saying, project what one or two or three people did upon the whole race or no?
Hmm.
It's kind of, I can understand why you'd ask that question, but for me, it's also a matter of preference.
That's fair.
I'm
Okay.
not attracted. I'm not attracted to white men.
Okay.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's not for me.
Okay. So,
She
by
sound like my goddamn wife, bro, because my wife is Italian mixed with Creole and shit like that, but she identifies as white. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, like, yeah, I
I
understand that.
okay. So, because I'm speaking for
Every,
all
every,
races.
real quick, everybody got their preference, right? When you
Yeah.
Right.
start talking about you not dating the person because they like this because of their race, that to me is a little bit like you've been trained to think that way. Because I know
Yeah,
I was for
narrow,
a
was.
narrow as hell.
short
Couldn't
period of
Yeah.
time.
It
dis-
kind of does sound like that.
No,
I disagree.
no.
I
couldn't
disagree.
disagree.
Claire,
I
please
Disagree.
go. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Sure.
Claire. Land your
Sure,
plane,
Please
sure.
Claire.
share.
Yeah.
You
Go
can
ahead. Go
think
ahead. Go
that
ahead.
way, but I clearly stated that I'm like that because of the trauma that I've endured at the hands of white
Okay.
men. So it's not something I was raised with. It's not something that is,
Queen, Queen, let me apologize because that wasn't even a shot at you at all. I promise you. I wouldn't
no,
even.
no, I didn't take it
I
as one. I
heard
just
your
want to be
story.
very
Like I was.
clear. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it
She
wasn't.
went
It
at
wasn't
me
none of
all
that.
day.
No, I'm just saying as far as like I was trained to not like certain people because I went through group homes and shit through all my life,
Oh,
all
I
types of
see.
different group homes. You
I
know what I mean?
see.
So it made me look at the world from an opposite lens. Like
No,
why
I
why
don't
am I
like
why
pieces
am
of
I gonna have
shit.
hate for this particular race for what? I understand the history of
Exactly.
it,
Right, but it's not
but
the whole
these in front of
race.
me, right? It's the one,
I'll still date white women, but I just will not engage with white men.
right. And
Whoa.
So it's not the whole
Okay.
race.
I
It's
don't
just
knock that. I
white
respect
men
that because I'm
specifically.
that's your
Okay.
preference. You know what I'm saying? It's the other shit I'm talking
Ain't nothing
about.
wrong
And
with that. I
and
don't like fat girls.
I
Well,
like
you're missing out. You're
I'm an
missing
energy
out because
person.
I
that's where
love
it's
fat
at, boo
girls.
boo. That's where it's at, boo
Yeah.
I
boo.
love fat women. That's
I
all.
love all women, man. God gave us
Exactly,
No
bro. I
pussy for the
love
pussy.
all women. That's a fact.
Y'all
all these
niggas is
women out here.
nasty.
Niggas talking about they just want one.
Mm.
God
If
gave you all these
if you very
Bam,
all these
bam,
intellectual
bam,
and you
blessings.
got some
bam,
good
bam,
pussy,
bam, bam.
we good.
Ain't nothing like black women. I don't get that shit fucked up.
Oh,
But
that's
that don't mean
definitely
I
a
Definitely
want
ain't.
fucking
I don't
fact.
want
That's definitely a fact, bro.
let's you feel me?
Whoa,
But what that don't
whoa,
mean you can't
whoa. You
explore a little bit. Our women can explore too. Hey, who said our women gotta be stuck to just one woman, baby? Go out there and explore a little
yeah,
bit, go live a little
Man,
bit. God
come
gave
get me
all
some of
these
that
too.
pussy.
I'm gonna
Let me
tell.
get some
Man,
of
I'm gonna
that
tell.
pussy.
Let me piggyback off of what Vincent
hey,
is
shout out
saying,
to my
bro.
BI. Shout
Yeah,
out to
real
my
talk.
More
girl
pussy
Vita.
for the
She don't
pussy.
fuck
Come
with
here,
me though,
oh
sweetie.
but
I
she
need
shit.
some of them
cool
titties.
though.
He said nothing pushing was
Cool though. Yeah,
Hey
man.
man, I'm gonna be all
why
over
did
here
he say
100,
that,
bro.
Josh?
Like I'm in
I love
Louisiana,
a
bro.
pretty fat female.
Like facts, bro. Like I ain't gonna even cap to you, bro. Like one of my favorite ex girlfriends, she was like heavy set or whatever. I ain't gonna even say heavy
Okay.
set. I'm gonna say hefty. You know what I'm
He said
saying?
my
But
favorite
when
ex
the time
girlfriend.
came around,
He said
but
healthy,
when the
but she
time
had
came around,
diabetes.
bro, nah, she was just hefty. You know what I'm saying? She was just big. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But whenever it came for winter time, bro, she was so clutch and
Oh,
shit
I
like
was
that.
gonna
And
say
then,
Oh man,
boy,
don't do the
that's
typical
cuffing
phrase.
season, nigga.
They good. They good all year round.
and
Nah,
then
Not
I
just in
ain't
the
have to
winter.
worry about
summer
They
being
too.
good in the
hungry or
summer
none of
too.
that shit. I ain't
Hey,
gonna
Period.
we,
Thank
hey,
lie.
hey,
you.
hey,
Thank
hey,
you.
we can't talk all at the same time. It's distorted. Like I can't hear what y'all saying. But go ahead.
Oh, here we go.
My nigga, you can't hear nobody. So I'm just saying, just
Nah, he
knock out
definitely
all
I
the
right.
love
Just
background
said
female. I
shit.
one
love
mic.
all females.
That's all.
Spanish, English,
Plus,
Spanglish, fat, small, little, short. Bitch, come here.
Yeah,
Midget,
yeah.
I need
That
you.
nigga
oh,
said
If
Not
you got a
midget.
midgets.
good
midgets.
soul,
Hold on,
if you got a good soul, come holler at me. I
That's
got
hold
one
on.
it.
for you.
Midgets?
That's
Straight
it.
no chaser.
Well, I will fuck a midget. What you mean?
Nah, I'm just
Straight no
saying, if
chaser.
that's your thing, then okay.
No,
What
that
he
ain't
said?
my thing. But if that motherfucker, if that shit came about,
She had a good soul. Let's get it,
She
sweetie.
has
That's
had
all that
energy.
counts,
Let me
bro.
spin. Let
And
me spin you.
Niggas
that's
living
it.
on that.
Let me give you a merry-go-round on this motherfucker. You dig me? Hold on. Come here, sweetie.
Nah,
Yeah.
man,
Okay,
fuck
I
all
get
that.
you,
Take it
man.
one step further, man. Check this out. Let me go get this cereal on top of this ice box on
Ah,
top of the. You know what I'm saying?
hey,
Let me pick
I
that
marry a
cereal from
midget.
up there.
I get to throw that bitch around in the room, bouncing her off the walls. Come here, sweetie.
But yeah,
Uh,
man, you definitely should
You
find
fucked
somebody
up,
that just
bro.
complete you as a person, bro. That's it, bro. Like it don't matter what color you is, bro. That's
yeah.
it.
We gonna have fun. She might have
Hey,
the best
first
time of
off,
her life
look.
fucking with a nigga like me.
Hey, first
Go
off,
meet
you
you
think
another
about
midget.
her.
I ain't no midget, but go get you another midget. But you gonna remember, you gonna tell that nigga about me. Like, yeah, I met this one big motherfucker. He was motherfucking,
Hey
Hey,
he,
Day.
he
yo,
was
bro,
drunk.
you
hey
I
yo.
was jump roping on this dick.
Your ass retarded, Joe.
Yeah, she gonna love the
This
fuck out
nigga
of
said,
me. You wanna know, love? You ain't gonna love midgets no more.
Hey, Denise.
I'm
Denise,
good.
do you date out your race, Denise?
Hey,
Do you date out your race?
uh, well, I'm multiracial, so
That nigga say he gonna fuck a
I'm
midget.
multiracial. So
Ah,
I think it really
I'm a,
really depends
let
on
her
the
learn.
person, the character of the person.
Ah,
what's your race, sweetie?
Hey
What's your
yo, let
race?
on land,
What's
let
your
on land,
race?
let
I'm
on
Uh,
land, let
multiracial
on
too.
land.
I'm
my
multiracial too. What's your race, sweetie?
my mother was Italian and my dad was Creole, Black, and Native American.
Oh my
Oh,
god, bro. She
that's
sound like my
easy.
wife, bro. My wife is mixed with all that shit.
Mm.
I just said that shit.
Yeah, I'm
oh,
one of
that's
them.
culture.
I'm black, Mexican, and Arab.
Okay, that's cool.
Man, she
I
just
beat
blessed with a
niggas
whole
up,
I
lot of
blow
culture.
shit up, and smoke weed all together.
This title or topic is so damn wrong. How can you say you're weak-minded if you date out your weight race? How?
That's what we
I
asking.
think Denise is
That's
right.
what
I
we're asking.
think it depends on the personality of of the person you fall for, what they stand for, what their values are, as opposed to their race. Race is it's not irrelevant because it's important to the person as an individual, but it's not how they look. It's who they are, what they stand for,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that is,
Okay.
for me,
That's
much
true.
more important than the colour of
right.
their skin. I'm not
Amen.
saying the colour of their skin isn't important because it's important to them, but it's not important to me in as much as I don't look at a black guy and think, oh, yes, I'm going to love you, or look at a white guy and say, oh, I love you because you're white.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's about the person and who they are, not the colour of their skin. For me
That's exactly
personally,
right.
anyway.
That's exactly right. No, you're exactly right.
You might love them. You love them black guys though.
Uh-oh.
I've dated black guys. I'm white. I've dated black guys. I've dated white guys. I've dated Asian guys. And you know
But
what?
you love the black
I'm
guys. You love the
single.
black guys.
I'm single.
What
Have
was the
been
last
for
race?
years.
What was the last race you dated?
Oh, that's a good question.
The last one was Asian.
Uh-oh, she blushed.
Oh
She
yeah,
Uh-oh.
said from Asia. All
you
right.
definitely ain't getting no merch off that. It's all good though. You probably got one of the lucky ones. He was decent. Why y'all break up?
Hey Claire. Hey Claire, let me give you a try. I want to date you.
Oh,
No, you
nice.
don't.
Yes, I do. You
Nice.
sound so sexy, bloody sexy.
Nice.
What y'all
No,
in London, England? Claire, where you from? You from London for real? You England, British, Britain?
I'm English. Yes, I lived in London, but I don't live in London anymore.
She's from
Are
Leicester.
you
You be
are
eating
you
crumpets. You be
Cockney?
eating
No, I'm
crumpets
not.
and shit. You eat crumpets in the morning
Why
and drink
Leicester?
tea.
No, I live in
Are you
Kent,
from
which is south
Leicester
of
or are you
London.
from
Less.
Norfolk?
No,
Do you eat crumpets? Do you eat
neither.
Hey yo,
I'm
crumpets?
Kent.
one mic. Let
I am
Claire and
confused.
Victoria Soul
Neither.
speak.
I was born in Kent. I lived in London. I moved back to Kent.
Okay, so
Okay.
you're in what part of northern, eastern London? That's where my people are. Well,
No,
my husband's people are from.
no, I don't live in London. I live in Kent. which is south of London. It's between London and the coast.
And where is Leicester at? Because I stayed out there as well.
Leicester's in the north.
Yeah, so I stayed in Leicester and I also stayed in London.
Well,
Okay.
I lived in London and I live in Kent, which is south of London.
And I stayed
So
like,
It's
let's
I
between
think it was
London
10
and
minutes
let's
from
have some
Buckingham.
fucking crumpets. I want to have some crumpets and tea.
I stayed 10 minutes from Buckingham Palace. I
Okay.
like 10 minutes from
Bro,
Buckingham Palace.
that shit ain't funny, bro. You can't you don't know how to read the room, bro.
Yeah, like
Do not
he
let him
kind of
don't
doing a
let the
little
nigga.
bit too much.
Were you
Yeah.
raised? Are you originally born in London? My mother-in-law was born in London.
No,
Okay.
I was born in Kent. I
Okay.
lived in London between the ages of 4 and 16. I lived in Hammersmith, which is West London. I
So
lived in
did
Shepherd's Bush and Hammersmith.
so did you
Went to
No,
school
did
in
don't
you
do not
Fulham.
bring him back up, man. I'm
did
sorry.
you
Go ahead.
grow up in like a what do you my mother-in-law grew up in a like a with nuns? Did you grow up with nuns?
No,
Okay.
no, didn't go to a convent school. No,
You go. Convent.
didn't have that kind of money.
Okay, so
D, you kept bringing that
uh,
nigga up, D.
nah, yeah, hold
Yeah.
on. I
Somebody
wasn't
just kept
trying
bringing
to.
this nigga up, man. He don't know how to read the
Yeah,
What
room.
happened?
if
What
I
did he
could.
say? I'm doing something.
Bro, like he
Say,
Yeah,
doing a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit too much extra shit, bro. He not letting the Queens landing plane. He's sitting up there.
do you want
He just
crumpets? Do
doing
you want
extra
crumpets?
bit of yeah, bro. Like he being
Oh
too
shit.
extra, bro.
Like really like unnecessary shit, bro. We here
Like
having
he
an adult
extra
conversation.
He's
thirsty and
being
Be
shit like
quiet.
rude.
that.
He's being rude and ignorant.
Who
Yeah.
talking that shit? Who talking that
This
shit? Let me check him.
we already voted him. We
My
good.
fault.
Let's keep rocking though. You know, you
Nah,
Gucci. Let's keep
You
rocking though.
Gucci, but yeah, like that shit was kind of bothering me a little bit, bro. Like he cutting them off after every sentence and shit. That shit ain't cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's like goddamn. Relax.
Be cool before we act a fool.
Like it's funny and shit, but just you know what I'm saying. Relax.
Who
Be
got booted?
respectful.
The nigga
That
chef,
chief dude,
chef.
chef. Yeah,
Oh, word.
chief chef, whatever the fuck the nigga name.
Chef
Yeah, he
with a
just
double
too
F.
much. Yeah, with the double F. But back to what we was talking about for as the topic. You know, everybody had a preference and all, but if you more spiritual, you're not really thinking about that skin color. You thinking about the more what's more important. You know, it just so happened to be a different race. It just so happened to be a different race, but people still look at you weird for that. They prejudge you for that.
I mean, I say
Oh yeah, and some.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Somebody else was speaking.
That was me. Go ahead. I'll
Nah,
shut
like
up.
go ahead, Melissa.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I would say I consider myself spiritual, but I won't date anything other than a black man only because I feel more spiritually connected to them. I just I just do.
Mm, okay.
Like you should.
That's absolutely fair. That's absolutely fair. Nothing wrong with that at
And I
all.
don't at all, not one bit. They ignorant.
Whoa,
See,
Who?
when you say things like
Let her
All
that,
black
rock,
men are
you
ignorant?
wow.
but let her go. Let her
Oh, that's
rock. We
part of your
gonna
white
if
supremacy thinking. You should not say that all black men are
Nah,
ignorant.
don't attack, don't attack. Let her land her plane so we can
let
understand the
her
reasoning
land. We
behind
gonna
it.
respond so we can
Okay, yeah, give
respond.
her a reason.
Not
Okay,
they.
yeah.
Let her go.
All is a whole generalization
Whoa.
statement. I meant the ones that I have been around, the ones that I have met,
Mhm.
the ones that
Mhm.
I have come in contact with.
Mhm.
The
I
real
feel
niggas.
like
Let her
Sorry
land.
about that.
Hold
No,
on, let her
let.
land. Let her land, bro. Continue, Victorious, please.
they ignorant, they're behind the power curve. They don't give you time to listen. Listen. Look, a black man came to my house tonight to see me who think I want to be with him. Of course, I just buried my white husband and I was married to him since I was 16. And he started talking about I open up all kinds of businesses, right? I got degrees and everything. Not that that means anything, but and he was like, "Well, I'm getting ready to start working at Walmart, and I'm gonna get me a dump truck." And
Nobody got time for that
Hey, yo, who
bullshit.
shot her?
Who did that? What's wrong with that?
Who
Why
did
would
it?
y'all shoot her? Let her finish hanging her plane.
Wait
Let
a
her
minute.
shoot.
Hold up. Who did that? Who did
Yeah,
that?
who
Who
shot
did
her
that?
down?
On my dead,
Man,
I ain't do
man.
that on my dead
And
grandmother.
who put
I'm
that
bring
there?
her back. Bring her It's back finna up. be a 187.
I've already sent her an invite.
DJ on the beat.
Please continue, Victorious.
and
I'm
so
sorry
so
for
he
the
was like,
inconvenience.
so look,
Hey,
Oh no.
hey,
so
hey, hold on. I apologize for that. Hey, don't do that. Whoever did that, please don't do that.
Yeah,
We now
so
for
we
Yeah,
real.
looking like we
that's
looking
not
like them
cool.
other
Yeah, that shit
clubs.
wasn't cool. That shit
We
wasn't
gonna
cool.
start looking like them other clubs that I don't want to look like, my nigga. Let's be
Yeah,
respectful.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let
Y'all,
no
yeah.
matter what their
Chill out.
opinion is, let them land. We can rebuttal.
That's what's
I'm
Let them
just
up.
telling
land.
you what the guy was telling me tonight. I wish I could have recorded it.
Hey,
He
bring
was
her
like,
No,
back
that's
up.
fine.
Bring her
Go
back
ahead.
up.
he
Take
was
your
like,
time,
Get
Victorious.
me
Go ahead.
Bring
I'm
her
gonna get
back
me a
up.
dump truck. I'm gonna take my 401k. I'm gonna get me a dump truck. I was like, well, nah, you don't want to break up your 401k. You don't work at Walmart like that. I was like, you can just go ahead and take your money and get you free money off of your money instead of you spending your money, right? And get
Yeah.
your dump truck. Oh no, I'm gonna get me a dump truck. I said, you know what? I said, okay. Now, another guy, you guys, he had a business, black guy. I was like, don't do it that way. I'm struggling. I can't pay my bills. I need help. I said, well, you know that they got the pandemic assistance and all this other stuff. Do you know this dumbass nigga didn't want to accept the pandemic assistance money, didn't want to get what the government was offering. He's still crying, talking about he broke. He need all this money because why? He didn't want to listen to me. He didn't want to take the higher road. He didn't want to. He didn't want to listen. That was three niggas that had businesses that could have really did something. They too busy wanting to fucking argue with me or put me in the goo because they don't want to hear the real deal and how to get the real money without you spending your money. Fuck all that. I'm not about to
Okay,
argue with
okay.
you.
Okay, man. All
Hold
right,
on.
so
You like to get playing, Victorious? I'm assuming
you know
she
what I'm
landed her
saying,
plane.
man.
Go ahead, bro.
No, I was just asking a question. I'm being an interviewer. I was saying, okay, on top of that, do you is that's the reason because you had situations with three dudes?
No, I was just giving you an example of why I feel like they ignorant as fuck, and I can't find it's you
Okay,
don't you're not gonna find the kind of dudes that got intellectual conversation like y'all everywhere. Y'all think
That's
okay,
y'all
not true. That's not
do
true.
y'all think y'all are do you think there's 150 other black men on the regular street like y'all?
Yes.
No, it is not.
Yes, it
Now you
Yeah,
got
is.
your
yeah,
shit
yeah,
buddy.
fucked
that
up,
It
shit.
It,
definitely is.
it
Victoria. So
definitely
you
is.
got your shit fucked up.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Who
it
gonna
definitely
rebuttal?
is plenty of
Yeah.
intelligent black men all over the
Tanika
world.
wanna know. Tanika wanna
They
know
just
why
don't
you
shed
yelling.
light on
And
them.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
and I
Hey,
think
let
you
Melissa land her
delivering that.
plane. Melissa was saying something, I believe. Melissa,
Yes.
Oh
please
no,
land
I
your
was
plane,
just
sweetheart.
agreeing with Victoria respectfully. I feel like it's plenty of intelligent black men everywhere.
Mhm.
I feel like that they're, seen in a different kind of light. That's why society thinks they're not. But all the black men I know are intelligent.
Okay,
Yeah, we
there you
gonna
go.
disagree with that. You know,
Yeah,
we
it's
disagree
the
with that.
what somebody said something earlier. It's your club. I mean, what do you call that shit? Like your
Man, you
other
better start
guy.
knowing what you gonna say when you start saying
Man,
stuff.
shut up, nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about
Get your
like
shit
yo
together.
like how you was raised.
Oh, your
Like
character.
if you in the lower end, yeah. If you was lower, then that's all you gonna receive. And then if you upper, then that's what you're gonna receive. And the way you was yelling right now, I'm thinking, and I'm not disrespecting you, but thinking you in the lower end.
Can I speak, you
Brother,
guys?
I'm not gonna go that far in saying that, brother. I would just ask the queen that was speaking, Miss Victorious, like you can't project the three examples that you brought on onto the whole race of us. Not everybody
Yes.
thinks that way. You
Y'all are
can't.
so dead wrong. You didn't even listen to me. I said I didn't
mm,
mean to make a total
No, I
Okay, but
I
I
did
said, but
listen,
listen
there's
to
Queen.
not
you.
Listen,
too many
Queen.
I
like you
heard you.
guys. I don't
She
believe
did
that
say
there's a
that.
billion other black guys in
I
America like you.
understand. I
I have
She
a
did
right
understand
say
to
that.
that.
I
not believe
understand
that.
that.
But
But
no one's
I understand that.
disrespecting
That's
you.
your
Yes, you
opinion.
may.
That's
Y'all
your
are rare.
opinion.
No, that's the
You
truth.
just
Y'all are
screaming.
rare, and it ain't that many of you out there, period.
Yes,
And
there
she
is
can feel like
plenty
that.
of
She
us.
just
Nah,
gotta
no,
tell
it's not fair.
Denise.
It's
Hold on.
really not
Hold on,
fair for
Denise.
you to
Hold on.
say things
You
like that.
screaming.
My
So
bad, Vincent. Go ahead, Vincent.
No,
Take
not
no,
you,
take the
Daddy. I'm
I know
talking
control.
you
about her.
Victoria, you've
I
been
know
watching
you
out.
respond to Denise. If Denise wanna speak. So you go to
Go
Denise.
ahead,
Go ahead
Oh,
and
Mama.
I
respond. You
apologize.
got it,
My
Royal.
bad, Vincent. My fault, bro.
Royal, this straight no chaser. Man, come on, let's go. You good, bro. Go. This
Nah,
ain't no chaser. Let's
nah,
No,
go.
bro.
they
I
can. They.
cross the line. Go ahead, Denise. I'm sorry, sweetheart.
No, it's okay. You guys can go ahead because what I'm gonna say is a little bit outside of what she's talking about. So it's
Okay.
connected but outside. So I'd rather you guys, be able to talk to
No,
her
go
about this
for it,
now.
Denise. Come on, we want to. Everybody else has had a turn. It's your floor is
Like
yours.
Denise, man, like it's our job to let you go first. So
Okay.
land your plane, and we not gonna interrupt.
Thank
And brothers, please let her land her plane without no interruptions, please.
thank you, everybody. Um, I just wanted to say this: being somebody of multi different races, it can be complicated in dating. Um, I am more attracted to black men. I've had very few men outside of black men that I've dated, but I have dated outside of my race. And I kind of found that the issue was a lot of times within their family, that their families had issues with it, or, you know, maybe even their church. I received hate mail from a church before, white church, for dating a white guy. I was called the devil, all kind of stuff, you guys.
I'm so sorry.
And then oh yeah, that was pretty bad. You guys wouldn't believe it. I was in the church with him, and I was the only person of any type of color in the church. And the pastor said, "The devil is amongst us here today." And everybody turned around, and looked at me. So I'm looking around like, well, where is he? But they're all looking at me. They're all looking at me.
It was
That's
him.
So
fucked up.
He the
That's fucked up.
motherfucking devil.
That's fucked up.
I was young, so I then wasn't quite as outspoken as I am now. I would have said something totally different now. I was just more shocked, that that would happen in the church. Not that people act that they can't act out of character in church, or but it was just shocking that that was so blatantly obvious. And then on the other spectrum, I have had black boyfriends that have said different ones that have said things like, okay, one said, "You know what, Denise? You sound like a white girl, but you got a black woman's attitude." Mm. Which now is kind of funny to me. Now, then I was offended. Now I think it's kind of funny. But I had another one say he said something really, really cruel about my father, and it had me upset because I was a daddy's girl, and I was crying. And he said, "You know what? You're crying because you're weak. You know why you're weak? You're weak because your mom's white." So I'm just saying it can be. There's no
No.
perfect person in any race. There's bad in all races. There's good in all races. You can't umbrella, one race. I've met some very intelligent black men. My dad was one of them. um, I have a lot of black men friends that are very intelligent. I have a lot of white friends that are intelligent. But I've also come across some idiots, some idiots in a whole lot of different races. So I really believe it's an individual thing, and it still goes down to character and integrity. I grew up in a racially divided family. One side disowned my mother.
Me too.
The other side didn't really care for white people. So
No, I'm
I
not
know
that.
what it's like to get it from both ends. But I just feel like in general, it's just there's good and bad in all of us, and you just got I can't umbrella anybody under a specific category.
She a
That would
female
be like
me.
people trying to put me in a box.
You a female me. Because that's exactly how I feel, and that's exactly what I say. I
I
don't need to
fucks
Nah,
say
with
but
it.
shit.
Yes,
Yo, I
my
sir.
shit
fucks
don't
with it.
do that.
That's on the
We
real
don't do
though. I
that.
Hmm.
fucks with it.
Nah.
Claire, would you like to respond, or
I
Crystal, would
would.
y'all like to
I'd
respond
like
on that?
to. I'd like to make a huge generalisation in a positive way.
You go, girl.
Denise, when that man said that you spoke like a white woman, but you had a black woman's attitude, as a
Mm-hmm.
white woman, I
Mm-hmm.
think of black women as sassy, standing up for themselves, go getters, and
Okay.
enjoy life.
I love you,
And
Claire.
And
I
don't forget to
would
get your
hope
grip.
that
Hey,
you could
yo, let her land,
switch
bro.
that
Like, let her
around.
land. One mic
For
on
real, let her
Claire.
land. Let her go.
Go
I
ahead,
would
Claire.
hope that you could switch that around to being a compliment if you look at it that way. That's the way I look at black women. That's the way I look at my black female friends. Actually, I think that I'm weaker than a lot of them. So turn that around, turn it on its head and take it as a compliment.
I just adore you, Claire. You're so sweet. And I really appreciate that. I'll tell you, my mom was a feisty woman. So when I hear people say that it's just one, oh, white women are weaker or whatever, not in my case. And as far as my mother was sassy, and she talked back, and she
Well,
she was quite the feisty person that a lot of people would have not expected her to be. But I am so proud of who I am. I get to see things in a lot
good.
of different ways than some people. I can see them in multiple ways, and not everyone gets to experience that in depth like I have. So I laugh at it. There's white traits in me, you guys, that I find hilarious. When it comes out, I can't even deny it. I just have to laugh at it. And there's black traits that come out, and I recognize and embrace that and laugh at it too. So I'm a really open person when it comes to race, and I think the world should be more like that. But I
Absolutely.
appreciate you,
Couldn't
Claire.
agree with you more. Couldn't agree
Amen to
with you
that.
more. And I'm glad
Crystal,
you
would you like to
acknowledge and
speak?
accept who
I
you are.
apologize. I'm sorry, Claire. I'm
All
sorry,
right,
Claire. Go
I'm
ahead. I'm
done.
sorry.
No, I'm done.
Crystal, would you like to interject or speak your speech, please?
I was just when Denise was talking about how when she was in church and the pastor made the statement that the devil was there. I was just curious, Victorious, why you said he was the devil. Why? What makes you feel that way? Or what makes you think that it was him?
I'm just gonna say really quick. I know why it was me because I was the only visitor in the church,
Right. Which,
and everybody was looking at me.
well, and in my opinion, that's wrong. But I was just curious because it was like when you said that, Victorious was like he and put specific emphasis on him. So I was just curious what made that why she did that.
Maybe she was saying that because of him being cruel enough to say that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But I know you guys, when I walked out of that church, the pastor's wife grabbed my then boyfriend's arm. He had one of those "What would Jesus do" bracelets on, and she turns the bracelet and she looks at him. She said, "Is this what Jesus would do?" And like 4 days later, because you had to, when you go into a church to visit, you have to sign a visitor's card. So I did that. So like 4 days later, I got a letter in the mail saying that I was a devil and I was trying to take a pure white male from his mother. It was so horrific. And now thinking if that was to happen now, it would be all over the news. But this was earlier, we'll say early mid 2000s. So little different. But it was definitely insightful, you know, and it's sad that some people think that way. Because well, he was not pure. I was a virgin at the time. He was not. So to get this hate mail, like, oh, you're like, I was just this tainted person, and the only thing I could think of was color because they didn't know me. They knew nothing about me. That's the only thing they could have formed that opinion off of. But it's just crazy. The world is a crazy place.
Well, I can
Hey,
definitely agree that
the
the
world
world is a.
crazy.
Go ahead, D. My bad.
You know the world crazy. I just got kicked out of the bed. Bullshit.
What does that got to do with the conversation?
I don't know,
Anyway,
man.
go
I'm
ahead,
mad as hell
Royal.
right
Go
now.
ahead, Royal.
Go ahead, guy.
Uh,
Mad as hell right now.
My dog be tripping sometimes. That's my boy, though. That's
I
my
love you,
boy.
D.
That's my boy.
I love you, B.
D, I
My
love you to death, bro,
motherfucker.
but like you kind of feeding into Victorious' stereotype of
I'm
black
sorry.
men,
I'm
bro.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Respectfully.
Got my ass kicked
But
out the bed.
I
Mm-hmm.
just had to ask a
All right, go
question
ahead. Go
for
ahead. Keep talking. My bad.
it might come across as disrespectful, and if I come across disrespectful, please let me know so I can apologize because I don't mean no disrespect or malice
Go ahead, guy.
intent behind the question I'm about to ask you, Miss Denise. So, like,
Okay.
okay, do you believe that the world perceive you as a multiracial person or just as a black person?
I feel as a black person from what
Okay,
I have experienced in
okay,
life and in my what I do for a living, I experience
yes,
a
ma'am.
lot of racism, and I'm in the South too, so things are a little different here.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you
Before we
Yes,
do
come
for a
ma'am.
finish.
living, Miss Denise?
I'm a dog trainer. I have a dog training business, but I have to go to people's homes,
And
you
they
know,
don't
and
bel
sometimes
and they don't
people.
believe there's black or ethnic dog trainers, right?
Well, the thing is, it's not. I don't know that they believe that or not. I think they're just shocked because when they speak to me on the phone, they assume I'm of another race. So
The
when I get
voice don't
there,
match the face. Yeah, I get
Cause you know how to
when
it.
I
speak proper.
right, and when I get there and I knock on the door, it's like, okay, the person comes out, opens the door, and they're like, "Hi, can I help you?" And I'm like, "Hi, I'm Denise, here to train your dog." And this is what happens almost so many times.
I
Oh,
definitely get it. Yeah.
oh, oh,
It's like,
oh,
oh no, I didn't
okay,
Yeah,
order.
come
all
on
I
our
didn't
in.
order.
motherfucking life.
I didn't order Amazon.
I ignore it because I'm so used to it, and I know how to deal with people. I feel like I've learned to deal with people like that. I just do my job, and I'm really really good at what I do. So I just let that show, and it's like once I do my job, and they see, oh, she's really good, and the dog loves her, whatever. They're I don't have a problem again. But there's always that hesitation. And then as a dog breeder, I breed dogs as well as show dogs. And the type of dog I have is a predominantly white owned type of dog. A lot of racist hunters have this type of dog. So I've had to fight my way up into this kind of dog. I received lots of hate comments. Who does Denise think she is? She's black. She had blonde hair. She's got a nose ring and tattoos. She's so ghetto. I could go on and on. I can't stand
Oh,
Denise and
I
her
know.
people.
I know.
So I've gotten it a lot, but I think the world sees me. I feel like as a person of color, a black person. That's how I feel. I might not sound necessarily how they expect me to sound, and I feel that that's not a white or a black thing. But again, like you said earlier, more just speaking properly. But I was called a coconut in school, you guys, because the way I spoke, and and I grew up in Decatur, Georgia. And if anybody knows Decatur, it's not a white area. It's never been.
Facts,
So
facts. But I think the way that you speak, that should not be a preconceived notion to where somebody prematurely judge you based off of how they supposed to expect you and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because there are people that's of white hue or European descent that got the same type dialect, cadence. all that the voice that I have. You know what I'm saying? So like I think that's kind of irresponsible for society for them to just base things off of your voice, and then when you just show up in person, then they be surprised. So like that's kind of crazy.
Right, it is. I agree with you. And it's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. I had a client once say, "Well, now that I know you a little bit, Denise, a little bit better, what the hell are you?"
Like the most disrespectful thing that
Um,
I ever heard
Well,
was
That's
you smart.
disrespectful as fuck.
The most disrespectful thing that I ever heard was you're smart for what you are. I'm like,
oh my
what?
God,
Yeah,
that's terrible.
that shit is disrespectful
Or
as
I
hell.
get you're someone will say feel too comfortable to say something that may be racist. And I've always heard, well, Denise, you're not really black, so I'm not talking about you.
Oh
What?
wow. Wow.
What?
I
I'm
know
like,
you're not
really?
lying. I know you're not lying because my oldest stepdaughter, right? She's biracial. You know what I'm saying? So like she have a multitude of friends that's blacks and white. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like whenever they out into a public event, whenever she's around certain parents that me and my wife trust around them, my daughter would come home and tell me like that made them feel uncomfortable.
Oh,
And I'd be like, baby, welcome to the real world, sweetheart.
you
I
have to
wish
be
I could tell
careful.
you differently.
You really have to be careful because, like, I know I
Right.
went to a predominantly black school in elementary school and junior high, high school, and I was teased my entire time throughout school. And like in elementary school, it was so
Mm-hmm.
interesting. I remember I didn't even realize my parents were different to another child. Said something about it. This kid, he came up to me. I think I was like in the first grade, maybe first grade. He was like, "Ooh, your mama's white," and I was like, "Huh? Well, man, she is white, isn't she?" Like, like I was like, I never thought about it until he pointed it out to me. It had never been a thing. I was like, "Well, she is different, huh?" Um, and then I remember, in school you have to take those standardized tests and you have to, color in what your race is. Well, they didn't have biracial. That wasn't an option when I was in elementary school and stuff. So I would like mark both. I would mark,
Right, right.
whatever I
Yeah,
felt
they
comfortable with
definitely
more than
had
one.
both on it. Yeah, I remember that.
I
Yeah.
got hit on the hand with a ruler by a teacher for doing that. I was told that I could not be both. I could only be one. And whatever my father was what I was. And that's what I had to
Florida,
put on
what
the
up, my
paper.
boy?
See that shit? Pick a side. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
they'll
I was just
definitely
like,
do
Yeah.
that. They'll definitely do that to you. Cause like, okay, like my stepdaughter, I don't even like saying that's my stepdaughter. That's my baby. I've been raising her since she was 8 years old. That's my daughter. That's my baby. You know what I'm saying? And she don't understand why she feel ostracized because she could pass. Like, I don't know if y'all familiar with the brown paper bag test. She has to go through that with people that look like her, people that's white, with her cousins and stuff like that, are certain people in my family. And the crazy part about my family, we got white people in my family. My great grandmother was white, and she hated white people. So I would like try to instill some type of self esteem within her to be like, baby, you beautiful. You just keep being the beautiful human that you are, but just stick up for yourself. This is what I have to deal with. Luckily, you have it easier than me because you could pass. I can't. So I would try to instill in her to just keep your self esteem intact, keep your self confidence intact, and whatever you do, don't ever feel as if you're a mistake in this world or you feel confused as a put in pose of what you should identify as. You just identify as gal. That's
right.
it.
Yeah, I never felt like, I will say honestly, I never felt like I didn't know who I was. Like I always knew I was just more than one thing. I just felt like the world had an issue with that. They felt I needed to be in a box. Like you must conform to what we think you are,
Hmm.
instead of letting me just be who I was. But my sister, she's passed on, but she was younger than me and she was a lot lighter than me. And she had like light brown hair and freckles and she had more, her features were more Caucasian like. And she was favored by my mom's side of the family. Like
Right, right.
they favored her
Yeah,
because she was lighter than me. But it put pressure on her that caused she had issues with identity, which I didn't, but I believe it was the pressure of the favoritism that caused that for her.
Mm.
Yeah, and so it can damage people differently, but it definitely with mixed children and stuff, I feel like that can be an issue, and people should think about that, and talk to their families and their friends
right,
more
right.
about that because it can cause a lot of damage. Like I said, I hated my hair, you guys, until I was like in my early 20s because I had been teased. I had glue put in my hair. I had really long curly hair in school,
We
and
was talking about here yesterday. That's
they
crazy.
would put
But
glue
Yeah,
in
we
it. The
were.
kids would cut scissors. They would cut chunks out of it, and um, I began to hate my hair because I felt like something was wrong with it. So I was hiding it in high school. Like I would wear extensions and weaves and shit. And this, my hairdresser finally said to me when I was like in my 20s, early 20s, she said, "Why do you put that shit in your head?" She said, "Girl, you have the most beautiful hair." She said, "People pay me to put your hair in their head." She said, "Don't wear that no more. Your hair is gorgeous." She said that to me. It changed my life. Like I'm wearing my hair ever
Like
since.
I would also
You're a
like
great
my
hairdresser.
daughter go through the same situation. What I would tell my daughter is don't let nobody play in your hair, and she gotta deal with it from both sides, like white and black,
Right.
because black people they sit up there and they get jealous of the texture of her hair, which I
True.
believe all hair is good hair. And then she
I
got to
agree.
deal with white people trying to pet her on
Right.
top of the head like she's a damn pet
An
or an
animal.
animal.
Yes.
Now tell
Yes.
her protect your
Yeah.
damn hair. Don't do that. Don't let nobody play in your hair. Like she was
I even
ashamed
had
of her
a
hair. Like it's a couple of times. Like I done spent like hundreds of dollars because she'll come home and she confused and she'll be depressed and she start cutting her own
oh
hair to try to make
oh
it acceptable for everybody to be accepted. She's trying to be accepted by the black, like people that look like her, and then people that she's mixed with that's trying to pet her hair as a like. Oh my God, can I touch your hair? I'm like, don't let nobody touch your hair. You know, and
right.
then she would have bullets that would like try to put gum in her hair and stuff like
Yep.
that.
They
Like,
sure will. Kids will.
yeah,
And bless her
yeah.
heart. I feel sorry for her because I understand
Oh, she's
exactly
definitely stronger
what
now.
she's
Like,
going through.
oh yeah, she's definitely stronger now. Like, she her own individual person. Sometimes she have her hiccups, but luckily she got. I would say me, but her mama really do a very good job with her. Because I,
That's
by
beautiful.
me being a man, I can't be a nurturing person. I only could tell you like my answer for everything is to put your hands on something. But the mother, my wife, that's my better half. She could sit up there and be like, "Oh, baby, it's gonna be okay, but don't let this happen." I don't know. I don't have the patience for that, so I gotta sit up there and be like, "Don't let them keep doing that shit." Or do I have to pull up? That type shit. So yeah. And with that, I land my plane.
I've always hated the statement "good hair" because what is good hair?
All hair is good hair.
Right. I mean I hear people say that a lot, but it just get on my nerves because what is the definition of good hair?
Like I have people in my like in my immediate family, used to call my hair naughty and stuff like that. What I used to like over the years, what I learned was like when I was able to like fully develop mentally in the mind to think responsibly or think more abroad, I would realize people can't even grow their hair. They got people that have cancer that I could donate my hair to. Until this day, I keep my hair shaven bald. So the knotted hair that I was teased about, I could donate that to kids for a little toupee or a wig or whatever. Florida boy, what's up, my boy?
Shit, just getting off, man.
For sure,
Florida.
for sure. What up,
Hey,
my
I'ma
boy?
add in on this on the topic right quick.
Yes,
Let me
sir.
say one thing. I don't think it's nothing wrong Wait, yeah. I don't think there's nothing wrong with dating outside your race. Teach his own. My theory is once you start procreating, bruh, I feel like you should still teach that child where they come from. And I'm only saying that because from personal experience, I got a cousin, he got a mixed child, a Caucasian child. His kid don't even realize he's black. He's about 6, 7 years old. You get what I'm saying? He don't even realize he's black. He's so sheltered. He don't mingle with the black side of the family. He only like knows his white side of the family to the point he's a little tannish. He looks more Spanish than mixed black and white. Um, he always say to his dad, "Why is your skin this? Why is your skin that? Why is your skin this? Is it dirty?" And it's like, as a parent, he just laughed the shit off, and I'm like, bro, like, you know what we've been through. You know what I'm saying? You know the struggle behind the skin. We can't change our clothes, bro. That's the only thing we can't change. You know what I'm saying? So it's like with that, that's my only issue with that. Like, I don't care about the mixed race, woo, woo, woo. But that's just it. Like, keep the roots intact. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I'm gonna just land because I could go
I,
deeper, but I ain't gonna go too
oh,
far.
for sure. Like
Please
I
go
think I
deeper.
had
I
touched
agree
on
with it.
that earlier. I think I had touched on that earlier in terms of like my oldest daughter. Like I had to teach her about like you know what I'm saying identifying like because the world gonna see you as I hate to be disrespectful, but they gonna see you as a nigga. No matter how light in hue you are on your skin, they gonna still see you as a nigga. You got Negroid features. So you have to be prepared for that. I know them like you identify with trying to be a mixture between both, but at the same time, the real world they're gonna treat you as just a nigga. That's it. So till this day, I still try to teach her that shit, and she wants to. She got a scholarship for Alabama, and I'm telling her like it's gonna be way worse than what you gotta do right here. So yeah, I definitely agree with you, Florida, for real.
Hey, now I gotta play the 50 though. All right. So I disagree with it only for the aspect when people talk about purity of their race and shit like that, right? Boom. Nah, nobody judge me for what I'm about to say. I'm just playing the 50. But I feel
Nah,
like
talking
I
shit.
be feeling like this, bro. When I be meeting these pro-black people or these pro-white people, or pro whatever they is, right? And they be like, I'm all about this, that, and the third. But then I turn around and I look, and they got like, I'm gonna just use black people. They got a white child. I be finding it funny because I be like, bro, you so pro-black, you don't realize that you helping kill that race. I'm gonna just let my play right there.
Yeah. Basically, like you know what I'm saying, like a black person can't produce a white child. It's always gonna be a melanoid child. I think Eddie Griffin said it the best way. He said two black people can make a white child. It's called an albino. Two white people can't make a nigga that I know. And I tell my child that shit all the damn time. Like you gotta pick a side. That's it.
Anybody can chime in. Go ahead, anybody jump in. Popcorn style.
Yeah, I think that purist, like, I don't have a problem with that. You know what I mean? Like when I be hearing people talk about white nationalism or pro-black or whatever, a lot of people like to see their children look like them. So I don't have a problem with that at all. But I do believe that when it comes to what's advantageous for a group here in America, that there are certain legislative steps that you could actually take. So um, I think that you could say politically or when it comes to economics or something, you know, you could be pro whatever the group is. But if it's a race thing, I think that's type of superficial, kind of superficial. But I'm like minded to my children looking like me and my grandchildren looking like me. So I mean, if that's a racist, I don't know what that is. But
No, that's a preference, bro. That's a preference. No, that's not race.
right.
I think the focus should be more on creating children with integrity and good character. the better people that are here in our country. I just feel like that should be the priority.
Absolutely.
I can agree with that, but at the same time, like once you once like I love Dr. Francis Cress Wells. Being that whenever you look at it from a biological standpoint, black is genetically superior than a lesser hue or melanated person. They're genetically recessive. So you, if I procreate with a white person, right, that child is gonna automatically be looked at as black no matter what. That's just how life goes. So it's not about you sitting up there and you want your child to look like you want your child to just be you just want your child to be healthy and be here. Period. No matter who you procreate with, that's it.
That's true, but you also can plan to have the baby with the race, with your race. That you know what I mean. You can all that can be planned out. That to me is just a personal preference.
I
I don't see
mean, it
nothing wrong with that.
definitely is. It definitely is, bro. But once your child here, bro, no matter what it's mixed with, bro, that's
Of
still a
course,
reflection
of
of you.
course,
That's
of
it, bro.
course. If a
That's
nigga
it.
fucking with a white girl slip up, get it bust, and she say she keeping the baby, I'm gonna love that baby like any other baby. But if
Exactly.
I'm talking about being planned though on where I prefer my babies to be, race I want my babies to be, and you want them to be stick to your race, ain't nothing wrong with it. That's a personal preference for me.
I mean, because it
You
kind
know
of
what I'm
goes
saying?
down to what the Democrats always talk about when they be like, diversity is our strength, and they be saying shit like that. Like to me, like I think it's pretty manipulative because they want people who look different but think the exact same.
Hmm.
So diversity of thought, I think, would be more beneficial for a collective of people because you can actually, bounce ideas off and kind of find the best idea through, debate or discussion. But when it comes to your family tree, and your legacy and things like that. I mean, obviously, you can't help who you fall in love with, but proximity is important. So, when you look at people that are from homogenous cultures like Japanese or whatever, an outsider brings a different culture to it, to where your own culture could be changed or critiqued or somehow nuanced. And some people want to try to keep their culture intact for thousands of years. So, you know.
Yeah, that was going to be my next point too, Samoa. I'm kind of glad you brought it up. I think culture has a really big factor into where you choose to date and who you choose to date. If you can still stick to your roots. I believe that wholeheartedly, Royal. I do agree with you, but it comes from a little bigger aspect. I think from a cultural standpoint. Yeah, you are who you're around, but you just got to be wary of who that is from a cultural standpoint, of course.
I agree, but see, when you bring
Jim.
in a cultural standpoint, it starts, in a sense, it starts running along the lines of like prejudice, depending on the culture. Because if you take like people from the islands and stuff like that, a lot of islanders they only associate with islanders. You get what I'm saying? Versus like Filipinos, I know mostly the Filipinos I know only deal with Filipinos. They won't date outside their race. You get what I'm saying? Because of their cultural beliefs and that's just who they are, type shit like that. So I don't know. I really don't try to bring in other aspects. I just try to believe, and if I see this person and I'm feeling the way about this person, then you should connect with that person. Because once you start bringing in other aspects, those other aspects gonna tear the image of that person down, in a sense.
This is
Makes
Gigi.
perfect
Can
sense to
I
me.
speak?
Hold on. Go
Okay.
ahead, Judy.
Go ahead, Geneva. Go ahead, Geneva.
Okay. Thank you. So if you did out your race, you're weak-minded. I don't believe that at all. Um, I believe that I believe being weak-minded is when you have a mentality that you have to stay within your race, simply because the world is so segregated, so divided. because of whatever reason. I mean, you name it, there's always going to be a reason to keep people separate, which is the reason why we have so much prejudice, the reason why we have so much violence, the reason why there's so much violence. Everyone's just fighting. Why? Because of difference. And I do believe that it's okay to evolve. I believe that it's okay to mix different cultures. It's okay to look at different cultures and say, hey, they're accepted just like we are. Um, because, you know, it like a lot of people would think I'm a mutt. Like, that's what I hear. And they be like, oh, well, what are you? You know, and I consider myself black. um, because I have a black mom. But I do have a lot of other things in me. But at the end of the day, um, I find myself in positions where it's like, well, you're not black enough, or you're this or you're that. And I feel like I'm still just a person, you know. I have kids that are mixed, and they're still just people. And I feel like being weak minded is not being open to diversity, because you limit yourself to opportunity and what's literally out there in front of your face. And the minute that we literally contain ourselves into a box where it's just us and we can't see others, now you're weak, because you can no longer look forward to something that's different than you, which means you're always going to be in a box in a world that's so open to so much diversity. So I'm just going to leave it like that. And this is Gigi.
I like to comment on that.
I would like to say something too.
Go ahead,
No,
Juju.
go ahead. I'll go after him, whoever he was.
Poetic. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that an individual who like somebody said on the stage. Oh yeah, by the way, how everybody doing? Like somebody said on the stage, uh, you can't help who you love. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's possible. I think that you can meet someone in the neutral area, you know what I'm saying? You ain't really looking for a relationship, and you find out you got things in common with this person, and maybe you hit it off. I'm saying it's possible. However, I believe a person who is black, this is just my personal belief. If you're black, either black woman or a black man, and you are like actively seeking to go outside of your race because you think it's something better on the other side, I think that is the clear definition of weak minded. Like I think that people who, now if you know what I'm saying, you can't help who you love. But I just think that it got to be something wrong with you as an individual. Either you just don't know, you don't know that history, you don't know what your people have been through by the hands of this people, and you just don't know. It just don't resonate with you for some reason. Maybe it's your upbringing, but I just can't see someone who is just, just understands the history of dating outside of that particular race, and I just see it's just something wrong with that. I don't know. I think it's something wrong with that person to just like forget and negate all the history and say I want to be with this person. Like, what do you have in common with this person? And I think that's the definition of a weak-minded person.
Can I respond to that?
I was next.
All right, go ahead, baby.
Yeah, go ahead, Juju.
Yeah. Um, I would say that I am on the fence about some of this, particularly because people have their own feelings, so you can't really tell people who to love and this and the other. That's whoop-de-whoop. But as far as like, y'all remember those old school teachings where your parents would tell you don't leave the house unless you got your house cleaned up? That's what this reminds me of, because our community is in shambles because of integration. So why do you want to continue to integrate? That's number one. You can love whoever you want to love, but at the end of the day, we got to start realizing what's love and what's accountability, because our people are screwed up because of whatever Martin Luther King decided to do. I mean, he was a good person, peace this, peace that, but at the end of the day, we integrated with these people and our whole shit went in flames. So,
That didn't start with Martin Luther King
well, even prior,
or that
yeah,
time.
prior to that, but he really like kind of like pushed it even further to where now it's like completely integrated. Like we had our own bus fare, we had our own bus routes, all our own like Wall Streets, all of that was our own type thing, and we was doing pretty well as a people. But for some reason, as soon as these people decided to come in, we had to sell off land. My granddaddy had to sell off a whole bunch of land because he had to move because of this, because of that. It's all type of things that went wrong with people that were aboriginal that decided to stay in that land, and then they had to move and then leave everything behind. It's like obviously this race has a problem with its natives.
Sound like history repeats itself because this goes back all the way to the 700s.
Correct.
Can you
So
Exactly.
Hey yo,
can
let R
can
Jelly
you
go.
let RJ?
Is it R Jelly or R Geely? I'm
Yeah, it's
confused.
Archie.